distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the United Nations country team, it is my greatest pleasure to welcome all of you to this event on South-South and triangular cooperation organized by the International Fund for Agricultural Development. Today is also a very special day for the organization and the entire community of nations. Today we celebrate the anniversary of the entry into force in 1945 of the United Nations Charter, our founding document that spells out the United Nations' triple goals on ensuring global peace and security, promoting human rights, and expanding development opportunities. 78 years on, the purposes and principles of the United Nations Charter remain as timeless as ever, and the United Nations remains the one place where the world's nations can gather together, discuss common problems, and find shared solutions. As the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said in his message for today's United Nations Day, and I quote, "The United Nations is guided by timeless values and principles, but it must never be frozen in time. That is why we must always keep strengthening ways of working and applying a 21st century lens to all we do." End of quote. With our many global challenges that threaten the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, we need diversified models of cooperation that build mutual trust and benefit while diving into the rich knowledge of developing countries which have solutions to pressing challenges in their local contexts. In this regard, South-South cooperation has been widely recognized as an essential mechanism and an important complement to traditional models of cooperation to enhance resilience between the countries of the Global South by consolidating and sharing knowledge and resources to achieve scaled-up impact on sustainable development. International Fund for Agriculture Development has been an important member of the United Nations family since 1977. As the only international financial institution in the United Nations system, the International Fund for Agricultural Development has a specific mandate to eradicate poverty and hunger by investing in poor rural people through financial and technical assistance to agriculture and rural development projects in developing member states, and has maintained a strong partnership with China in the last 45 years, including South-South cooperation. The government of China is playing an increasingly important role in promoting more South-South cooperation globally. Through the Belt and Road Initiative and the Global Development Initiative, China has been scaling up its implementation of the cooperation projects in developing countries around the world. And in 2018, the China International Development Cooperation Agency, or CIDCA, was established. China has also recognized the value of working jointly with the United Nations system and established the China International Fund for Agricultural Development South-South and Triangular Cooperation Facility in 2018 to leverage resources and knowledge for the benefit of other developing countries. The United Nations in China remains fully committed to providing technical assistance and expertise to the government of China to help align South-South cooperation efforts with best practices and recognized international norms and standards. On best practices, while the value of South-South and triangular cooperation is widely accepted, we need to have strong monitoring and evaluation systems in place to ensure that the outcome and effectiveness of development interventions are achieved as anticipated. Across the United Nations system, there is recognition that monitoring and evaluation are essential management tools to ensure that the expected results are achieved, bottlenecks are identified, and adjustments are made if required. We need to learn continuously, and we can only do so by assessing our own strengths and weaknesses. Today, the insights and experiences shared by the invited speakers by a diverse range of development partners should further enrich our discussions on how to jointly achieve the Sustainable Development Goals through South-South and triangular cooperation by building more robust monitoring and evaluation systems. All of you gathered here today are key partners of the United Nations family in China. I take this opportunity to thank you for your support to the United Nations country team. I wish you all very productive discussions and a joyful celebration of the United Nations Day. Thank you very much. Sheshe.